Hello, dear kids. Today's story name is The Valley of Diamonds and Sindbad. Once upon a time, a friendly storyteller called Sindbad sailed the wide blue sea with brave companions. One day their ship reached a strange, beautiful island. Trees wore bright fruits and flowers. Clear streams sang as they flowed. Green grass rolled like a soft carpet. No people were there. Sindbad and his friends felt curious and amazed. They stepped onto the warm sand, eyes wide, and wondered what magic hid behind the trees and the sparkling water. Sindbad and his friends split into small groups to explore. Some went to fetch fresh water with pots and cups. Sindbad walked with a few others who were eager to see more. They found a charming garden full of green trees and colorful flower beds. Sweet fragrances floated in the air like tiny butterflies. Sindbad stayed a little while, listening to the streams and watching petals fall. The gentle breeze lulled him, and after a calm moment his eyes grew heavy. He lay down beneath a tree and fell into a deep sleep. When Sindbad woke, the others were gone. The garden was quiet. He called softly, but no answer came. Sindbad felt small and alone on the soft grass. He remembered the long journeys he had taken before. His heart beat fast, but he breathed slowly to be brave. "Get up, O prince! Be brave," he told himself. He climbed a tall tree to look for a ship or a path. From the top he scanned the sea and land, hoping to see his friends or a friendly sail on the horizon. Far out on the shining water, Sindbad spotted a small ship. It moved slowly far away. Then he noticed something odd in the distance on the shoreline, a smooth white shape like a round house. Curious, he climbed down and walked toward it with careful steps. The sun traveled across the sky as he walked. By evening he reached the white shape. Up close it did not look like a house at all. It looked more like a giant egg, smooth and gleaming in the light. Sindbad felt both puzzled and excited. As Sindbad looked, the sky dimmed and a giant shadow fell near him. He rubbed his eyes and saw a vast bird. The sailors had told tales of the simurgh, a bird so large it could feed its young with elephants. Sindbad realized those stories were not only stories. The white egg was the simurgh's egg. The bird sat proudly on it. Sindbad wondered how he could travel with such a creature. He watched the bird with hope sparkling like a tiny star in his chest and thought of a clever plan. Sindbad took off his turban and tied one end so he could hold on. Quietly and carefully he fastened himself to the bird's talons while the bird rested. He stayed hidden and still through the night. As the first light of morning painted the clouds gold, the simurgh rose into the sky. Sindbad felt the wind lift him up. He held on tight as the land grew small beneath them. The bird did not notice his secret passenger. They soared higher and higher, and Sindbad saw the world like a painted map of rivers, mountains, and tiny islands. The bird flew over plains and rivers and tall mountains. After a long time, it descended into a deep valley whose sides looked like huge stone walls. Sindbad looked down and saw a large snake slithering below. The simurgh swooped and grabbed the snake in its powerful beak. Sindbad unfastened his turban and jumped away from the bird just in time. He hid behind a big rock and watched as the bird flew off. His heart pounded, but he felt thankful to be safe for a moment. As Sindbad peered from his hiding place, many giant snakes slid across the valley floor like dark ribbons. He felt afraid and whispered a quiet prayer for help. The sun rose and the snakes slowly slithered back into their hidden dens. Sindbad tiptoed across the rocky ground, stumbling sometimes as his shoes nudged shiny things. When he looked down, the ground sparkled. Tiny and large diamonds glinted like stars lost on the earth. Sindbad's eyes grew wide, but his first thought was to stay alive, not to gather treasure. Night came and the snakes hissed as they moved near the rocks. Sindbad found a small cave and slipped inside. He pushed a heavy stone to block the mouth of the cave, so he could rest. He listened to the night sounds, the soft wind and the distant slither of snakes, until morning painted the sky pink. When daylight came, the snakes had gone to their dens. Sindbad peeped out and felt brave enough to move again. He remembered sailors' stories about how people collect diamonds in this valley. Sindbad watched and then heard something thump on the ground. A piece of meat had fallen from above. The sailors had said that hunters throw meat down the mountains so diamonds stick to it. Birds grab the meat and fly away to their nests. Sindbad decided to try this clever idea. He filled his pouch with shining diamonds from the ground and tied a piece of meat to his waist with his turban. He waited patiently and hoped a large bird would come, just like in the tales. Soon a hungry bird swooped down and seized the meat. It lifted with a surprising strength and began to fly upward. Sindbad held on as the bird carried him higher and higher toward the mountain peak. When they reached the top, the bird dropped the meat and flew away. A few merchants who traded in distant places were there. They saw Sindbad and were startled to find him at the mountain edge. Sindbad explained his strange journey and showed the diamonds he had gathered. The merchants were amazed and kind. They helped Sindbad and listened to his story of the island, the giant bird, the valley, and the shimmering stones. Sindbad offered to give each helper 1 diamond for their aid. The merchants smiled and guided him to a busy city where they sold the remaining diamonds for fair coins. At last, Sindbad boarded a friendly ship and sailed back to his homeland with a grateful heart and safe feet on solid ground. Dear kids, with this today's story comes to an end. Very soon, we will be back with a new and interesting story. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching, kids. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more fun and exciting videos of stories. See you next time. Bye-bye.